Hello everyone and welcome back to NASCAR Heat 2 Career Mode. Today we have the Cup race at New Hampshire. This race should have been Kentucky, but I had a recording problem with the end of that race, so unfortunately I am unable to show that one. But we're going to go to New Hampshire and hopefully we can get a solid finish here. I'm not really sure what to expect.
Today, NASCAR makes its first stop in Loudon, New Hampshire for the New Hampshire 301. This 1.058-mile oval speedway will test a driver's patience. These guys are all set to run 300 laps, bumping and banging the entire way. The drivers are in their cars, so let's strap in and get ready for another exciting race at the Magic Mile.
Well, New Hampshire is not normally an exciting race, but hopefully the PRN guy's right about this one today here in New Hampshire, as we have taken the green flag now. Starting dead last, stage 1 is 8 laps. I kind of expect to work my way up maybe to the top 10 or 15, and then usually what happens is the tires wear out and I just steadily fall back and just hang on as long as I can, and usually finish around 20th. Now, in Kentucky, I did finish, I believe it was 10th. So we got a top 10 in Kentucky, but as we got Austin Dillon on our outside, one of our rivals, little contact early on with him. I don't want to get into any situation. We've had a lot of trouble with rivals as we continue to slam into him. Going to send it up the inside of Danica Patrick and Chris Buescher into turn 3. Really loose on entry right now. Got into the back of Almirola just a little bit there.
Get to the bottom. Still a car out there.
3 laps, or not 3 laps completed, but 2 laps completed in the beginning of lap 3. We have gained 16 positions here. You can really use this apron. I don't like using that apron, but you can make it work fairly well on the exit anyways. New Hampshire is a track I really struggle at on the long run, so I don't expect to be good towards the end of the last stage of this race as we come to 2 laps to go. In stage 1, we have worked our way up to 11th as we have one of our other rivals, Ryan Blaney, right behind us there, but we're going to pull away from him. Hopefully we can pass Clint Boyer here for the last spot and at least get 1 stage point before this stage is over. As he pushes up the track a bit, we're going to get under him, but I had to really slow down so I wouldn't push up into him on exit, so I had to give up that. As the white flag comes out now in stage 1, try to make that outside line work here and try to get a really good exit off, and we'll get just that as we are clear just about of Clint Boyer. Got in the back of the 31. Going to send it up the inside, maybe even under Matt Kenseth. We will do just that. And as we exit turn 4, we're going to clear Matt Kenseth, and we're going to get 8th in stage 1. Not bad at all. I'm pretty happy with 8th. I think we might be able to contend even higher in stage 2 as Keselowski won the stage. We're going to take no tires. I don't know how that's going to work, but I don't really want to lose any positions from that pit stop as we will restart in 8th now. I see one of our rivals, Denny Hamlin, up there ahead of us, and if you watch the Sonoma episode, you know that there is a little bad blood between us and Denny Hamlin, and I'm pretty confident that this rivalry is going to spike up at other points in the season as well. I mean, I really want to get all of my rivals downgraded from being a rival to at least mad, just so I don't have to worry when it comes playoff time, because I don't really want to risk getting wrecked in the playoffs. So last season I had that issue with rivals kind of ruining my Charlotte race in the playoffs, as we make a lot of contact with Denny Hamlin. He is obviously not giving me any room at all, which I do not expect, but we got past him, and that's all that matters. as we get into the back of the 2 a little bit. I did not want to do that, Brad. I'm sorry. We'll try to go around the outside of him, though, and obviously that did not work. I got out of the groove, and look who's back. Denny's back, and he's hitting me.
Inside, good drive off here.
And I'm going to hit the wall. I sent it off into turn 1 way too hard.
Inside, he's on your bumper.
Got to get out of the throttle big time there. But we're in 6th now, and we got to get past Denny Hamlin again. All of our rivals, or all of my rivals, are just making things so tough. I can't blame them, though. I made Denny my rival when I dumped him for a win in Kansas when he, or no, I think he was already my rival at that time because he wrecked me, and then I raced back up to him and wrecked him on the last lap for a victory. And obviously that was our only victory so far, and now we come to just over 2 laps remaining here in stage 2. We have worked our way up to AJ Allmendinger, gotten past everyone other than him as we hit 2 laps to go now, with a chance to get our 3rd stage win of the season, which would give us another playoff point. It's just 1 playoff point, but that's a lot bigger than it seems. It could be important when it comes to playoff time. So I'm not going to lay back here as I go around the outside trying to make it stick. We will clear Allmendinger for the moment, but he's going to fight back on the exit of turn 4 as I had to get out of the throttle as we come to the white flag in stage 2. He is hanging on tough. I'm just trying to make that outside work. I kind of missed turn 1 a bit. Going to have a good exit, but he was right there. I had to check up as we go to the outside of Allmendinger once again. If I can just clear him into turn 3, we should be able to win this thing. We are clear, but I overshot way too much and lost the back end. We might have a chance still. Out of turn 4, we're not going to have a chance now. I got in the wall, and that's going to do it. 2nd in stage 2. Wouldn't expect AJ Allmendinger to be running so well. But he won stage 2, and obviously, I mean, if he doesn't win Watkins Glen, he's not going to make the playoffs, so that playoff point doesn't even matter. But as we take the green flag now in the final stage of this race, it is 18 laps to the finish. We're going to clear the 47 into turn 1, and we are now leading in New Hampshire. He's going to fight back on the inside, but we should be able to get a pretty good exit. We will, and we're going to clear him. One thing I'm concerned about is, like I said at the beginning of this race, if you're even watching at this point, but I mentioned that tire wear is probably going to be a factor for me anyways. I feel like in the next 10 laps or so, the tires are really going to fall off and I'm going to lose time. So I need to try and get the biggest gap I can between me and 2nd place right now. Because I know that it's not long at all until these tires really fall off and I'm just going to be dropping like a rock. But if we can build up a big gap, then I really don't think we will lose this race. I think we'll be able to win it, but certainly going wide in turn 4 is not going to help. The wedge adjustment too really has helped this car. A lower wedge adjustment can really help at every track in this game, but I only like to do it at tracks like this as we get hit in the left rear by Allmendinger. I kind of came down on him. Just trying to bring this thing home with a victory. I mean, that's the only point we have right now at this point in the season, is just going for wins and stage wins to get more playoff points. A little wide once again in turn 2. 47's got to run a little bit. He's closing that gap a little bit on our bumper. But we're going to send it off into turn 3, and I kind of went wide once again. This is certainly not helping. And now that 47 is going to get a run out of turn 4. I'm going to try and fight as hard as I can. Got just 14 laps remaining now. And there he goes up the inside. The tires at this point are certainly starting to fall off. Try to get the run out of turn 2. We go to the outside of Allmendinger again as Kyle Busch is also there. We will clear Allmendinger into turn 3, but I sent it off way too hard and got in the wall. But we're still going to hold on possibly here as we got Kyle Busch now trying to take the lead from us. He will lead that lap. I'm sending it off so hard into the corner, and I really do not need to be doing that. Try to go up the inside of Kyle Busch. We have not made many moves up the inside of anyone in this race, other than like right at the beginning. Try to use that apron a little bit. I really don't think that's going to help as Kyle Busch clears us for the lead. Allmendinger's on our outside, and this is really the part where I just try to hang on with the tires as Keselowski decides to get in the back of me. I'm not sure what that was about. We're going to fight back on the outside of him. It seems we still do have the pace running the outside. On exit anyways, on entry, that's a different story as we try to pass Kyle Busch once again for the lead. A little bit of contact there. Out of turn 4, he's going to lead this lap. I'm just hanging on for dear life right now with these tires. As Kevin Harvick tried to get under me there, he shoved up the track a little bit. The outside seems to work best in turn 2. Turn 4, if I need to try and change it up a bit to make it work better. Kyle Busch slowly pulling away here as we come now to just 4 laps remaining in New Hampshire, and you can see I just couldn't hang on any longer with these tires. I've fallen back to 5th. Kyle Busch has lost the lead and fallen back to 3rd as we got both Penske drivers, Brad Keselowski and Joey Logano, fighting it out for a victory here in New Hampshire. I believe they both have victories already, so they are locked in the playoffs. So they're just fighting for playoff points as we hit 4 to go. And I'm just trying to hang on to anything better than 6 right now. Can get such a good exit, but even the exit's not as good anymore with these worn tires than as what it was before. Looks like Logano might look up the inside of his teammate Brad Keselowski up front there. Will he win this race? As we have now just 3 laps to go. Looks like Logano checked in behind Brad up there. As Harvick now makes a pass on Kyle Busch as I hit the wall, which is just brilliant. These tires are just dying. The right front there, you've seen it, is at 46% now. Logano looking once again. There'll be 2 laps to go right here. I really had to get out of the throttle there. Logano looking to the inside of Keselowski now. This could be the pass for the victory. As we got our friend here, Denny Hamlin, right behind me. That is not what I want to see right now. Looks like Logano is going to make the pass on Brad Keselowski as we come to the white flag this time by... Yeah, he cleared him. He's probably going to win this race, obviously, unless something happens now. And here comes Denny Hamlin in our mirror. I think he tried to hit me there, but he just went too high. Try to get the exit out of the corners. Had to get out of the throttle a little bit, but I think we have enough of a gap into turn 3 where we're not going to have to worry about Hamlin wrecking me. Yeah, we're okay now. Just need a smooth exit here out of turn 4. And we will get just that as Hamlin gets a run, but it's not going to be enough. We will finish 5th in New Hampshire as Joey Logano takes home the victory. That was such a good race until I lost the tires there. But next race I know is going to be Eldora, so that's going to be a fun one. Here's your finishing order. Kenseth down there in 20th. Any big names? Suarez last, 27 laps down. He obviously had a problem. Alright, let's check out here. We had the fastest lap. We had the fastest lap almost every race, but that doesn't really matter. And now let's go check the point standings after New Hampshire. And you see there, yes, next race will be Eldora for the Truck Series, obviously. That's going to be a very fun one. That's where I got my first career truck win in this game, actually. So here's the playoff standings. Logano now has 3 wins. He's tied with Johnson for the most wins. We still have 1 win, 6 playoff points. Hopefully that changes soon. Elliott's the last guy in, and he has a 42-point buffer over Boyer, so he's in decent shape right now. But he's not totally safe. And here's the rivals. That's just lovely. But that'll do it for this episode of NASCAR Heat 2. I was about to say Evolution again, but that'll do it for this episode. Next time will be Eldora. I'll see you guys then.